Hello all and welcome to our daily news show, The Big Story, where we talk about the hottest topics of today, right in the heart of the newsroom. I'm Kimberly Gell coming to you live from the Straits Times, and we are streaming on YouTube and Facebook, so do leave us a comment, like and share it with your friends, as well as hit the bell to be told whenever we go live. I'll be joined by a couple of my newsroom colleagues today to discuss what got you talking today. Our first story. Local charities watchdog, the Commissioner of Charities, will be paying more attention to charities that branch into business, saying that they will provide guidance to those that engage in non-charitable activities. So with me to shed some light on this issue is Theresa Tan, our Senior Social Affairs Correspondent. Hello.
Hi.
So this information came from the 2018 annual report, right?
That's
so
right,
could you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. So basically, the Commissioner of Charities releases this report every year, which gives a snapshot of the whole charity sector. I mean, you're looking at key indicators such as the donations received and a breakdown by sector, for example, social and welfare, health, education. And what a lot of people don't know is that religious groups such as churches and temples are considered charities as well.
Right.
Universities are considered charities as well. So it basically gives a snapshot of donations, what has happened in the past year, and also the plans for the year going ahead. So the report gives all that.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess if you're looking at donations, the amount donated in 2017 was about $2.65 billion, which is a very healthy sum. And the fluctuation from year to year, it's about a single-digit fluctuation, so nothing to worry about, although it dipped slightly by 7% from 2017 to 2016. So I think a lot of people are curious, like, where is the money going to, right? Actually, it's no surprise. Most people give to God. Yeah, so God gets the most money. So religious groups get about $1 billion a year or thereabouts. It's been very steady over the last 5-10 years, you know. So most of the money goes to religious groups. And then other big beneficiary of the donation dollar, education, like at the universities, health services such as NKF, and social and welfare charities such as Singapore Children's Society, you know, these are the very big charities.
Right.
Yeah, and then one thing that is quite heartening to notice that complaints about online fundraisers have actually gone down in the past year.
Okay.
I think most of you will be aware that crowdfunding is a very big thing now. I mean, if you're sick, you know, you need an operation, a lot of people go online to ask for help, you know, like, please help me, I need an operation, I have cancer and all that. And people raise, you know, very, very substantial amounts, you know, 5-6 digits in a very short period of time. But there is a concern that, you know, how the money is used, if the money is used correctly. Right. So last year, the Commissioner of Charities put in place a set of guidelines, which puts in place a lot of checks and balances, such as this crowdfunding sites, such as Give Asia, such as Giving.sg. They have to verify that this appears legitimate. They have to give regular updates on the donations used, so on and so forth. So with the introduction of these guidelines, complaints have plunged very significantly. Yeah.
So the plans to raise or rather to pay greater attention to charities that are going to businesses, what it really is an example of these sort of charities?
Well, for example, yesterday we spoke to this small charity called Free Food for All. They actually give food to the poor people, and they're looking for how to, you know, bring in more income for the charity, and they bought a cafe which they now sell frozen food, so they pledge 40% of the profits back to the charity. Yeah, so I mean, this is one model that some charities are using. But of course, I think what the Commissioner is worried about is it's actually for the big charities, you know, those with annual income of more than $10 million. I think he wants to remind charities that, you know, your core purpose, do not stray away from that. And at the end of the day, you must make sure that your charity's assets are protected. You know, any business decision that you take or any business venture that you go into, you must make sure that your charity's assets are safeguarded. So therefore, it's very important to have conflict of interest policies and all of that. So I think that's why he's looking at the improving, or I don't know, I think improving is a good word, the guidelines. You know, there's a current set of guidelines on do's and don'ts, in what situation what do you need to do.
Right.
You know, that's already in place, but I think he wants to go deeper into that and see how it can be, you know, enhance the word that he used. Yeah.
So would you say that this recent sort of announcement is a cause for concern for donors who donate to business charities, or rather charities that go into business?
Well, I guess if you donate regularly to a charity, you would want to know where your money is going to, and that's very natural and it's only fair, right? Yeah. So if I am donating to a charity which is going into a business, I want to know, is my donation dollar, would it be used to fund your business operations? What are your conflict of interest policies? If your business makes a loss, how is the loss covered? Who is subsidizing the loss? Will you dig into your reserve? Will you dig into the donor's dollar and all that? So I think those are very legitimate questions that donors should start asking and thinking of, and I think it also is good for the whole sector as a whole, because everybody is clear on what you can or cannot do and what are the limits of what you can do.
I see. Well, thanks for sharing more on this, Theresa.